Miku Expo, the ultimate Vocaloid event. Ever since I discovered Vocaloid back in middle school, it was always a dream of mine to attend one of these concerts, and after 5 years of waiting for an opportunity, that dream finally became a reality. For those who are somehow unaware, Miku Expo is a concert experience that takes place once every 2 years in North America, Canada, Mexico, Europe, and Asia, featuring Hatsune Miku herself and the other 6 Vocaloids. It's a place for Vocaloid fans to come together, show off their cosplays, give out freebies, and just have a good time. In other words, it's the ultimate dream of any Miku fan. As someone who went for the first time, in the disaster that was Miku Expo 2024, I would be lying if I said I wasn't worried. Having to travel to another state that I was unfamiliar with and come back that same night because of work, regardless of the challenges to make it happen, I was determined to go anyways, and bought my ticket in September of last year. Then I waited for months on end until at last, May 10th arrived. I woke up pretty early, getting myself ready and making some last minute purchases like disposable earplugs, a portable charger, and a bottle of water because I've been told it gets really hot in those concerts. The idea was to take a train to Boston, walk to the Miku Expo, and then take a train back when it's over. Which, yes, I'm aware is gonna be expensive, but that's why I've been saving up. Plus it's for Miku, so who cares? I got on that train and just slept until I got there. After that very long 3-hour train ride, I marched my way to the expo, which was conveniently close to the train station. It only took 10 minutes to walk there. I arrived 3 hours before the concert was supposed to start, and at first I thought, I thought the line would be longer, until I realized I was accidentally at the VIP line and the main line was at the other side of the building. So I ended up doing that walk of shame to the other side. And only then did I see how long the line really was. I kid you not, I was so lost just trying to find where the line even ended. It was so disorganized that every 30 minutes or so, there would be like a few people coming in and out, moving us around to keep it from being even more of a mess than it already was. I probably have more to say about the line itself than the actual concert. I would also like to say that normally, I'm usually a patient person. I normally don't pay much attention to something I order being delayed so long as I get it, but lines are a different story. I absolutely hate waiting in long atrocious lines. I will happily spend $160 on flash passes at amusement parks for the sole purpose of skipping the lines. However, I'll make an exception for Miku Expo because it was actually pretty nice to just admire all the beautiful cosplays around me. I saw a few creative ones that I wouldn't even think about, like an Eggman Miku and a Dunkin' Donuts Miku. For some reason, and I couldn't tell you why, there's this one Ren cosplayer in what looked like a sailor uniform that I really liked among the rest. I wanted to ask for a photo, but the introvert in me said no, so I never did. But may our paths cross again, Sailor Ren. Maybe then I'll be brave enough to ask. After 2 hours of waiting, I was finally allowed to go inside, which I was then greeted with the merch line, which has gotta be the most agonizing hour and 30 minutes of my life. With an event as big as Miku Expo, you would think they'd have multiple merch lines to help people get their things faster, right? Wrong! It was just one line that stretched to nearly 3 floors. What did I buy, you may ask? Well, here, let me show you. So firstly, we have this very big tote bag, which cost me around $25. Really cool. And then secondly, we have the shirt, the Miku Expo shirt, which was $45. However, it's not for me, it's for a friend as a birthday present. And then thirdly, we have the sweater, which is really cool. I like the material, it's super soft. And this is the most expensive thing I bought. It was like $80, which is like, what the fuck? And lastly, the thing I fought tooth and nail for, the glow stick, which was $60. In my opinion, this was very overpriced and it should not have costed that much. But hey, it's Miku Expo. Everything in total for just these 4 items alone was $210, which is wild. But hey, welcome to Miku Expo. This kind of happens. I would also like to say, and I mean this in the tamest way possible, some of you guys are fat. I saw some people who walked out with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 fucking glow sticks. That's absurd. I can understand getting 2 glow sticks. Why the fuck do you need 4? And how much you want to bet some of these glow sticks are already being sold for double the price right now? Well, why didn't you just order the merch before the concert? See, I would have, but for some stupid reason, they opened the orders only a week before the tour started, meaning a good portion of us wouldn't even get our merchandise until after the concert, which is just stupid. I'm just genuinely baffled that they somehow handled the merch situation worse than they did in 2024. That takes skill. An hour into the line, I can already hear the concert happening from the basement, which got a few people to leave the line. I wanted to leave the line myself, but I was already deep into these trenches, so I decided to just tough it out. 30 minutes later, I finally reached the merch booth and got a hold of the glow stick as well as a little bit of what was left. On my way to find my seat, the clarity hit me and stood still for like a brief minute, thinking to myself, wow, I really just spent $60 on a pen light that I'll probably never use outside of like maybe other organized Vocaloid events, but oh well. My seat was all the way in the back above everyone, so I got a pretty decent view, and there I was, experiencing the very moment I've been waiting all my life for. The major concern I've been seeing floating around regarding Miku Expo was the use of the screen, and while they are still using the LED screen, it actually doesn't suck this time. They found a way to properly incorporate it into the stage and even went the extra mile by using it to its advantage by adding more screens and light into the background, so it's not just pitch black like it was back in 2024. Would I prefer if they used the traditional hologram? Yes, absolutely. I think that looks way cooler. But I can appreciate that they improved the screen to be at least acceptable. There's of course a live band that plays all the songs, which obviously they do an outstanding job putting on a great performance and bringing more life into these songs. During this moment, I was feeling so many heavy emotions coming towards me all at once that I was pretty much holding tears the entire time the concert was happening. I don't even think I realized just how much Vocaloid has impacted my life and how much it meant to me until that very moment. Seeing the glow sticks light up the room, being swung in perfect unison to the songs, all while being in a room filled with people who love Miku as much as I do, if not more, it was beautiful. The concert went on for 2 hours, and when the last song finished, we reached the time for the encore, where everyone was giving a round of applause for the band, screaming, cheering, convincing them to play one more song. Which, by the way, whenever this happens at Miku Expo, this usually just means that they got 3 more songs to perform and we'll be eating good for the last few minutes. Miku came back on stage and the crowd erupted. Even through my earplugs, it was really loud. She performed for 12 minutes and then dipped. And just like that, the concert was over. Life after the concert was strange. Like, do you know how hard it is to go from having the best night of your life to returning to your chud part-time job? It's not a pleasant experience. When I arrived home that night, I lied in bed and was like, well damn, now what do I do with my life? I'm telling you, an asteroid could have hit me at that moment and I'd die happy. Even though this is my first concert I've ever attended, I could go to a million more and still say that this was the best and most memorable one that I've been to. I'm pretty sure it makes for even a good arm workout since my right arm was really sore after the concert. I Miku Daioed a little too hard. Assuming there will be a Miku Expo in 2028, I would absolutely love to go again, preferably with a friend because I went alone for my first time and it would have been really nice to share this experience with someone else. And yeah, that's how I lost my concert virginity to Miku. Fun fact about Boston, the trains over there don't operate at night, so what I did to get home is that out of desperation, I took an Uber, a $200 Uber to get from Boston back to my state and then take that train all the way home. One could say that, hey, why didn't you just, stay at a hotel for a night? That's because in some hotels, most of them anyways, you have to be 21 or older to actually stay in one. So it was either this or I'm just stranded at Boston until the trains operate in the morning. But it's fine, at least I'm safe and I'm home, and that's all that matters. Anyways, thank you so much for watching all this way. This took a long time to make. I have a bit of concert footage left that I haven't used in this video, so I'm just gonna put all of that at the end over here. Thank you and goodbye.
Boy.